Frequency Podcast Network. Stories that matter, podcasts that resonate.
Canada's annual inflation rate dropped a tick to 2.3% in January. Hi, I'm Burjesh Dave. This is Big Headlines, everything you need to know to be in the know in just 5 minutes. A nice surprise today in the latest inflation reading in Canada. Easing gas prices and cooler shelter inflation helped to rein in the pressure facing consumers in January. Statistics Canada says the annual inflation rate last month ticked down to 2.3% from 2.4% in December. Rate strategist at National Bank of Canada, Taylor Schleich, says it's too early, though, to declare victory.
The Bank of Canada is going to look at this data very carefully before they make any strong statements that inflation has been tamed. They're going to want to be absolutely certain of that.
Gas prices were 16.5% lower year over year in January, thanks largely to the end of the consumer carbon price back in April. And the cost of food purchased from restaurants jumped by about 12% last month. But last year, of course, we did have that GST holiday. It's still not clear when classes may resume at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School in the wake of last week's deadly mass shooting. The BC government says 14 portables will start arriving this week so that students don't have to learn in a place where they don't feel safe. The new facilities will be set up on the grounds of the nearby elementary school. Reporter Monica Gould is there.
The local school trustee says classes are canceled for at least another week. It's now been a week since an armed teenager fatally shot their mother and half-brother before going to the secondary school and killing 5 students as well as an education assistant. Most of the victims were inside the library, and yesterday I spoke to a young student who was actually supposed to be inside the library at the time of the shooting, but she happened to be in the bathroom. She says she spent about 2 hours locked in a stall, scared and worried, until police came and escorted her out.
The first buildings arriving today will be the bathroom trailers, followed by the actual classroom units. It's expected to take several days to set up the units with heating, water, and furnishings. Canada will be trying to win more medals before the Milano Cortina Olympics wraps up on Sunday. The country currently has 12 medals, with the women's speed skating taking gold today, bringing the gold medal count to 3. Evenie Blondin, Isabelle Weideman, and Valerie Malte getting it done in the women's team pursuit final. The men's hockey team will also learn its quarterfinal opponent as Czechia and Denmark face off in their playoff qualification. In Livigno, meanwhile, lots of snow and poor visibility forced organizers to postpone both the women's snowboard slopestyle final and the freestyle aerials qualification. Now, over the weekend, Canada won its first gold medal of the Games. Mikael Kingsbury took the honor in the new Olympic event of dual moguls. Megan Oldham won Canada's second gold of the weekend in the women's ski big air event, and Courtney Sarot won her third medal of the Games, taking speed skating silver in the short track women's 1,000 meter. In hockey, Captain Marie-Philippe Poulin on the women's team scored to help Canada beat Switzerland 2-1 in the semis. That guarantees them a medal, as they'll now play the U.S. for gold on Thursday. There was also a bronze medal win in long track speed skating. Also making big headlines, he was the thundering voice of Black America in the years after Martin Luther King was gunned down in Memphis, and he carried that torch for decades. The Reverend Jesse Jackson has died. His advocacy started in the 1960s, but he rose to prominence in the early 70s when he stood beside mentor Martin Luther King Jr. in the civil rights movement. Jackson then formed his own group, the Rainbow Push Coalition, calling for racial equality, and in the 80s, Jackson ran for president as a Democratic candidate.
America will get better and better. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. I love you very much.
Despite being defeated, Jackson's credited with shaping the modern Democratic Party in the U.S. He continued his activism work until 2017, when Jackson was diagnosed with Parkinson's and resigned from the Rainbow Push Coalition. His family says he'd been hospitalized in recent months and died surrounded by loved ones. Hollywood is mourning late actor Robert Duvall. The Oscar winner is being remembered for his legendary 70-year career. Al Pacino, who starred alongside Duvall in The Godfather, called him a born actor, saying he had a phenomenal gift and will always be remembered. Another former co-star, Viola Davis, wrote on Instagram that Duvall was an icon, and Michael Keaton said he was greatness personified. Duvall died peacefully at his home on Sunday at the age of 95. Multiple faiths and cultures are celebrating various events today. It's Shrove Tuesday, also known as Pancake Tuesday, marking the last Tuesday before Lent in the Christian calendar. Many people will gather for pancake dinners and restaurants are also marking the date with various pancake deals and marathons. The Lunar New Year also begins today. People are celebrating across Asia and beyond with prayers, fireworks, and street festivals for the Year of the Horse. And Ramadan begins tonight in the Islamic calendar. It's the 9th and holiest month, which is marked by fasting, communal prayer, and reflection. If you haven't listened yet, today on the Big Story podcast, who can afford to drown out food noise? Host Maria Costain speaks to writer Brienne Kale.
I guess just thinking about access, with the generic version becoming more available, we could also be reducing the supply for people who do need it for health purposes, people who have diabetes and people that need it not because they want to look a certain way, but because they need it to survive. You know what I mean? There's also that aspect of it.
Oh, exactly. And there was at one point, it was, I think, back near when I started in 2020, there was a shortage at one point that they were trying to figure out, right? When it started to become a little bit more buzzwordy, lots of people were getting onto it. And I am curious if that surge will happen again, because I would hope that the people who medically need it, especially diabetic people, do get access to the generic one because it's so expensive, even if you can get insurance coverage. But if all the people are trying to get on it, then I think we'll have the same problem again. So I'm curious how they're going to either avoid that or if they'll come up with some sort of system that makes sure that the people who medically need it have access first.
You can listen to the full episode wherever you get your podcasts. Now you're in the know. Thank you for listening to Big Headlines. Make sure you follow, share, and review Big Headlines. Enrique Amaturo is our lead producer. I'm Rajesh Dave. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.